I just had a dream that I was in a bar fight in a Waffle House, and then I woke up in Paris and I was so disoriented. Good morning, Paris vlog. Welcome back. Day 2 today. I am super excited. I'm about to head out and go to breakfast. Today we're hitting the Eiffel Tower, the Arc de Triomphe, the Champs-Élysées, and river cruise of the Seine. So, can't wait. I think pretty much everything today is being provided by Trafalgar. So tomorrow will be more my day for independent travel, but I know today we're actually eating lunch in the Eiffel Tower, which should be really cool. This fanny pack also makes me look like I have a gigantic, tumor or something, I don't know. So I always move it to the back so it can be covered up by my little overshirt. So, gearing up for the day, I set out to go eat breakfast. And I was kind of amazed by all the options that they had. It was, probably the fanciest, hotel breakfast I've ever seen. I ended up getting some fruit, almonds, mushrooms, and a croissant, but I only ate half of the croissant. Really, most of my breakfast was mushrooms this morning, and they were actually delicious. Then we hopped back on the shuttle, and we drove around the city. We saw a lot of cool things. I always love any mention of Victor Hugo. Here are just a couple of clips of things that I saw. Our tour guide just asked when the Eiffel Tower was built, and I had the right answer, and I'm really pumped about it. Oh my God. It's so gorgeous. Next, we drove by Napoleon's military school, and the tour guide told us a kind of funny story about how the man who was overseeing Napoleon's training wrote in his report that he would be a good leader under special circumstances. And, well, the French Revolution were certainly special circumstances. I hate Napoleon Bonaparte so much. Napoleon is buried here. Ever since arriving in France, I felt even more riled up than usual about how much I hate Napoleon Bonaparte. I really do believe that he was a traitor to the French people and to the revolution by making himself an emperor, but even so, I cannot deny how beautiful the Arc de Triomphe is. I have been in awe of it. It's been my favorite thing to see. It's so intricate, so even though Napoleon commanded the creation of it, and even though he features himself being anointed by angels, there it is. I've enjoyed it so much.
Exiting Paris, coming back triumphantly, having conquered all sorts. There's a statue of Napoleon Bonaparte here in the middle.
To be clear, I loved seeing these monuments, and I thought they were just gorgeous. I just wish they weren't commemorating Napoleon Bonaparte, but I was so glad to see them anyway. The first time I came to Paris was when I was so young that I only have a couple memories from it, and I had always built the Eiffel Tower up in my head because at my baby shower I was given so many Eiffel Towers, so I had them around my room, and then when I got to Paris I thought, that's kind of just a piece of metal. But coming back this time, I have found the Eiffel Tower to be so captivating, so intricate, I've just been awestrucken. So after waiting half an hour for an elevator, we ended up getting to the second floor of the Eiffel Tower, and we had lunch there. I didn't exactly know what this is, nor what fork to use for it, but this was chicken, and it was delicious. There was also a cream puff that I very much enjoyed. It was splendid. There was espresso. It was really strong, but at least I can say I've had it in Paris now. And afterwards, I got to enjoy this marvelous view. With our stomachs full, we then descended down the tower. Some people there were scared of heights, and I was insanely glad that I am not.
Just to let it come. Come here, Ducky.
Please, answer my call. Afterwards, we bade farewell to the Eiffel Tower, and we got back in the shuttle to head over to the Seine for our river trip. Alright, so we are about to go take a river cruise of the Seine, which I am incredibly excited about. I've always thought that the Seine was just gorgeous, and also it has my little Les Mis involvement as well with Javert having thrown himself into the Seine. A little bit morbid, but that's my connection to it. And yeah, so excited. But not before we waited for an hour because the boats were backed up for some reason, and there were also a bunch of really bratty kids. Trafalgar offered some champagne as consolation for how long we had to wait for the tour, and so the trip began. The ride was very smooth, the tour was very scenic, and I had an incredible seat with a clear view of everything until everyone on the boat decided to stand up and start blocking the view, at which point I had to stand up, but that was okay. I was just glad to be there. The weather was very pleasant. Apparently it's going to rain later on in the week, but not today, so that's pretty awesome. We got to enjoy the nice weather while it lasts. I mentioned that there were a lot of bratty kids there on a field trip, and for some reason, every time we went through a bridge, they all collectively decided to start yelling like this. Which was pretty obnoxious, and their teachers just never reined them in. Dude, they put my name on a thing. Then came the definite highlight of the tour because we saw Notre Dame. I wouldn't have seen it otherwise because, you know, it's under construction. I was definitely the first one to see it, and when everyone else noticed it, everyone started jumping up, but I was the first to see it. Also, me and this old man have beef because he commented on how young I was to be traveling by myself to France, and he said, "Oh, it's a shame that you're here so young, you could have learned more French history." I don't know why you're assuming that I don't know French history, but I might square up with you. Anyway, this was the Musée d'Orsay, which I've been told is more beautiful inside than it is out, and it was pretty beautiful outside. And this bridge was my second favorite thing that I saw. I thought this bridge was just phenomenal. I was in awe of this bridge. Eventually, I started getting so giddy I couldn't stop smiling, and I couldn't tell if it was like just because of how happy I was to be there or because of the champagne, but either way, I was so happy. I'm so excited to be here, it is actually absurd. Then we got some more views of the Eiffel Tower, which I believe my tour guide said was the first time in history that those Olympic rings have been up on the Eiffel Tower, so everyone was pretty jazzed to see that. It was a really cool view. After a bit, the tour ended, we came right back to where we started, and it was time to get back on the shuttle and head home.
Good. Très bon.
During this time period, I know a lot of people went out to eat, but I really wasn't hungry, so when my friends went out to eat, I just relaxed and put my feet up. So I got back to the hotel, I got to hang around for a bit, I edited the vlog, and now I'm headed out to meet Sam, Mackenzie, and our new friend Daniel for just a nice little walk through the city. After a while, we finally reached our destination, the Seine, and at that point I had worked up a bit of an appetite. So I had the genius idea to branch off from the rest of the group and go to a French cafe. I could have gone anywhere, and I went to a French cafe. Obviously I'm embarrassing myself because I had to Google Translate the entire menu. I found a waiter who speaks French, and a waiter who speaks English, and I had to get him to repeat himself, like, 3 times when he was asking me what kind of water I wanted. This is, like, actually humiliating. But that food looked absolutely picturesque. Right, I finally paid, and it is time to go home or to the grocery store, actually, or maybe to get some macarons. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. We'll see where the night takes me. So, I did end up getting this case of water, but again, I'm not a French speaker. So I don't think that the guy who checked me out got that I didn't speak French. I think he just thought that I was stupid. Because I think I know just enough French to fool people into thinking that I'm a French speaker. I walked in there, I was like, bonjour, comment ça va? And then he started talking to me about my receipt, and I stared at him blankly. And then he just gestured to it, and I was like, oui. This is gonna be the death of me. The language barrier is going to be the death of me. I wish I was better. But I did get a really big kick out of pretending to be an annoyed Frenchman, because there was this like group of American teenagers who were all lined up on the street and kind of blocking it. And I was like, excusez-moi, excusez-moi. And they were like, oh, sorry. And it was so funny. The time is now 10:10. I think I am settled in for the night because I have a long day tomorrow. But first, I'm gonna give my parents a call. So I collectively talked to my parents for like a good 90 minutes, so nice. And now I think I'm getting ready to go to bed. Today has been a good day. I had such a great time seeing all the sights. Eating in the Eiffel Tower was a really unique experience, and I'm so grateful that so much of this has been planned out in advance. But I'm also really looking forward to tomorrow being my day of independence. My plan is to see the Pantheon, if nothing else in the Pantheon, but definitely other things. I want to see Victor Hugo's house as well, maybe the Luxembourg Gardens. I'm really excited. Maybe I'll go shopping. I don't know. We'll see what the future holds for us, but I have full confidence that I will have so much fun tomorrow. So, that being said, have a good night, Paris, and I will see you tomorrow. Pretend I didn't drop my phone.